Good morning and welcome back to the channel. We're getting a little bit of a late start. Just motivation's not super awesome, but when you're on vacation, I just kind of slip into vacation mode. I've always got these, like, when I'm on vacation, I'm thinking to myself, because I know I'm going to be taking time off, and I'm like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and let's be honest, 25% of that gets done, basically, if I'm lucky, because it's just like, man, chill out, just relax, vacation, right, Henry? Ugh. Oh. What, buddy? You gotta watch where you're going. You gotta watch where you're going, dude. We're making a video here. Just check it. Just letting you know. We're making a video. Yeah. Henry was emotional yesterday. Shelby scared him to death doing something, and it takes him a little while to get out of that funk. It's weird. He was moping around all last night, just scared to death. And then he's good to go now. It's crazy. Anyway, what are we doing? We're going to take the bell housing and stuff off of Krusty and flywheel and stuff like that. Realistically, I should probably just pull the whole short block out, but I don't really have any place to put it right this minute, so we're gonna do it the hard way, I guess. I don't know, I ain't fully decided yet. But yeah, I'm gonna take the bell housing, block plate, flywheel, and it's got a King Cobra clutch in it that has always performed flawlessly for us. It's also got a mini starter on it, and so we've got the whole package to do our swap in McNugget, and we've got one old Fox input, so we can swap. Hopefully, we can do the same thing we did with Pirate's transmission, just an in and an out, and everything will be good. We can hope. So that's what we're gonna do. We need to get to work though. Bell's out, starter's out. Get the clutch and pressure plate off, then we can knock the flywheel off, get the block plate out. That's the easy job. The hard part is getting the other stuff out, because this is, when it's got no headers or nothing on it, easy. Got the old King Cobra Slipmaster out. Now we fire up the compressor and get the flywheel out of it. Man, and I hate to say it, as most of us complain about how cold it was at the track Sunday. It's hot. I'm like working up a little bit of some moisture here. It's Florida weather, man. Got it all out. Boom goes the dynamite. Now we got to do the hard work. One of the things we wanted to do was to weigh our package. We weighed these multiple times, but it's always good to get the numbers. 43.5. Holy smokes. So we will weigh our 11-inch stuff, and hopefully it's a little bit lighter. I mean, a little bit heavier. I dang sure don't want it to be lighter. That would stink. But I will be curious to see that though. So anyway, I gotta get the jack stands out. Pirate came by, dropped off a transmission part. Then me and the dogs ate lunch, and now we got the car jacked up. We also finished watching a movie while we were eating. It was had Gerard Butler in it. It was on Netflix. Last Seen Alive. Not great, but hey, we finished watching it. How about that? Okay, now we're ready to begin the real work. Sadly, it looks like our TNT is going to get pushed or canceled because it's supposed to rain Friday. So we'll see how it all works out. While we were standing here thinking about it, we have a SN drive shaft. You might be able to read that on there, 94 GT. We have a SN drive shaft. A Fox drive shaft wouldn't fit. David loaned us this SN drive shaft to put in McNugget. Now, for curiosity's sake, I wanted to see what it weighed. So I was mildly surprised. It is 20 pounds. Now, a stock Fox drive shaft is 18.6. I had to go back and look at the video. Check it one more time. I always like to maybe do it once or twice just for 20 pounds. There we go. So, a stock Fox drive shaft is 18.6, and a aluminum motorsport drive shaft is 13.6. So going with that mentality, if we put an aluminum drive shaft, we drop about 6 pounds of rotating weight, which would be pretty cool, and we may think about doing that. But I just wanted to weigh this just so we would know. But there you go. SN drive shaft is heavier than a Fox. Makes sense, I guess. I don't know why it would make sense. They're just different looking too, so they look a little thicker. I don't know, but it's heavier. So anyway, there you go. There's your knowledge for the day. 4-post lift. Ha! I'm lucky to be able to work on concrete. I'm gonna be out in the dirt. All right. Well, here's our SN. Heck, still got the tag on it. So we're gonna pull the input out, hopefully not drop anything in there, and hopefully slide our Fox input in. We do have a Fox steel bearing retainer. It's an aluminum base, steel snout, like most of them are. But actually a subscriber sent us that, so I don't remember. It's been a long time, but we're using it. Someone sent that to us a long time ago, and now we are fixing to use it. So, all right, get all that squared away. Now we gotta get the bell housing out. Well, we got old Ron out, our Mopar starter disguised as a Ford one. Got the clutch out, still looking pretty right, pretty fresh. Great driver clutch, not a great racing clutch. So now let's get our impact. I know, impact, and let's get the flywheel out, and then let's weigh it. I'm curious about this. Welcome to science class. First thing we're going to learn in science, is that when you drink a drink of Mountain Dew, the dew strike is sure to follow. That's like where there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. Okay, first thing I want to do is, just for my own curiosity, $18.5 is what the 164.2 stuff weighs. I mean, bell housing and block plate, plus that's a SN clutch fork. Okay, now let's see what Fox stuff weighs. Oh, no way. Oh, crap. $14.3. Wow. We got a 4-pound weight savings just by swapping for that. Okay. Now, the real science. Our Fox factory flywheel and our King Cobra clutch and pressure plate and the bolts were 43.5. This is a AutoZone clutch, 11-inch truck clutch, and a manual clutch, a manual flywheel for a Ford truck from 86 to whatever, 96, whatever. So that's what. Golly, I can't get this thing on here quick enough. $56.1. Holy smoke, that's a lot. 56.1, son of a gun. That is 13 pounds over a factory 5-liter stuff. Wow. Man, if we were putting like an aluminum flywheel in this thing, And let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this for just a second. In the drag racing world, inertia is a big deal. Whereas lightweight everything is generally good. You also, there is a point to where it's, I don't want to say diminishing return, that it just won't do anything. It'll can actually slow the car down, because you need the inertia, some inertia, when the car launches. You need the release of that flywheel, all that stored energy from a heavy flywheel. When you release it, it hits the car. It hits the clutch hits everything, it hits the tires, and it moves the car. Then on the gear changes, when you shift the car, when you have that split second where the clutch releases and hits, that inertia hits again and helps slingshot the car forward a little bit. And you do that on the gear changes. When you take away that inertia, well, now you're losing that little slingshot effect on the gear changes. And you may be thinking, well, that's not really a big deal. Actually, it is a big deal. Because you're like, I'm gaining it by extra horsepower. Not really, not all the time, because you actually have to rev the car, be able to rev the engine combination to where the horsepower advantage from the lightweight stuff will overcome the loss of inertia. And a lot of times, you know, really mild combinations, they just don't do it. They don't rev high enough. I mean, 6,000 is not high enough. You need to be in the, 6,500, or up, in my personal opinion. I've done the aluminum flywheel a few different times in stockish combinations. It has made zero difference. It did not go any faster. Technically, it didn't go any slower, so that's always a bonus. That means you can grow into it. Now, the flip side to that a little bit is if the car has a lot of gear and the car's really light, it can mask some of these deficiencies. So again, I don't think technically that we're going to hurt ourselves with this situation. And hopefully it helps, because you can probably have it too heavy where you're actually really hurting the inertia. It's just, it doesn't matter. It's, the horsepower it takes to pull it, what you get in inertia isn't making up for the lack of the amount of power usage that it takes to turn it. So this is, I've never ran this type of setup except in McNugget. So I'm a little curious to see. Of course, we did other stuff, so we won't really know. But this is a lot, 56 pounds. That's, man, that's like old pro stock stuff back in the day. That's heavy. Wow. So over stock stuff, I did not realize it was that heavy. We never weighed it when we put it in. It was just, hey, this is what we got to run this situation. So we lost 4 pounds just in the bell housing, because this is metal. Okay, here we go. Here's a lot of it right here. This is like metal. That's just stamped. Plus the bell housing a little bigger. Wow. 4 pounds and then 13 pounds of rotating. Man, that's a lot. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. We'll see if I ain't putting it back in. How about that? I'm not putting it back in. So, all right, cool. Wow. We got the block plate and we got the flywheel bolted in, but Jake now has some kind of issue with his 2.3. It always amazes me how it gets to where he needs to go, and then there's a problem, and I got to go fix it or figure it out or whatever else. So that ends our work day for today. So, I don't know if we're going to make test and tune or not. At this point, I just honestly don't even care. Got the clutch in. Yes, we brake cleaned the flywheel. So now we're fixing to put the bell housing in, and we can put the starter on it. Then we got to swap the input on the transmission. So we're making progress. Jake's car had a dead fuel pump, so we changed fuel filter. Had an extra Kimso that was in pro stock, put it in. you know, all good. And then his catalytic converter's basically plugged to hell and back too, so he's gonna have to figure that out. But it's Thanksgiving, so ain't gonna be able to do that today. We're working on this. Got the starter on. We had to do a little bit of trimming on the clutch cable holder with these. Fortunately, we had already clearanced these a little bit. Sorry. But yeah, got it in though. Now we got to do the input shaft deal, and then we can stick the trans in. And, you know, we're still probably going to put the aluminum drive shaft, so got to go out to the plant and get one, and then we'll be ready to roll. Well, boys, sometimes I'd rather just be lucky than good. That's good enough. It all went back in, still got all the fluid in it. Man, now we just got to RTV it, and we didn't have to re-shim it. We took the shims out of here, put in here, everything's nice and tight, turns good. So whoever sent me this, I can't remember who it was. I'm terrible with that. I appreciate it. We're using it. It's probably been, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years maybe someone sent that to us. We're using it now. Appreciate it. All right, let me seal this up. Probably be time for some Thanksgiving meals. And hey, happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. So hope it's a good one. Right here, it's kind of muggy and warm, but it is what it is. So not really Thanksgiving weather. But we can get this slid back in today, which will be really sweet. Transmission's all in. Got the exhaust back on it. And now we just got to figure out our drive shaft situation. And we can go ahead and bolt the shifter back in. You know, a few other little odds and ends. But we're close. We got to hook starter wires up and zip tie that stuff in. Got the starter deal bolted up into this rat's nest. And we've also got the clutch adjusted, so all we gotta do now is bolt the shifter in and then do drive shaft. Oh, one other thing is we back traced some of the wiring. The ECT was relocated in the back. I don't know if I ever remember that with Krusty. I can't remember. So anyway, but the ECT's now hooked up. Got the shift handle back in, or shifter back in. I'd like to take the long engineering stick out of the Lincoln, since I'm not racing it right this minute, and keeping this car for this, you know, at least for this maybe next trip if we get to go. So I don't know, we'll see about that. All we got left to do now is the drive shaft, so I need to start looking into that situation. All right, we've got him all buttoned up. Now we're fixing to go for a little test drive before it gets dark. all finished up. Took it for a test drive. Feels, you know, feels like it feels. What all did we change? Put the doors on, probably right at 70 pounds weight savings there. 68, 70 pounds. The airbags out of it, that's another 3 pounds. We changed the fenders, nose, hood, that's close to 20 pounds. We also drained a quart or so of oil out of it. It was way over full. That's not gonna really do anything, but I just don't like all that windage. We put our Fox stuff in it. We saved another 4 pounds on the bell housing stuff. We saved 13 pounds or so on the flywheel and clutch and stuff. Aluminum drive shaft, saved another 6.5 there over what we had. So, you know, close to 20 pounds of rotating weight. I mean, that, you know, like I said earlier, that could be good or bad. And we've got David's chip in here to go to 62. You probably saw the light flash a few times during the test drive, so that's at 6,200. Our test and tune day is not even a test and tune day. We're not even sure if we're going to go. It's actually a race, and the last time we went to one of these, it was a mild disaster as far as trying to get passes in and stuff, because I mean they're trying to run their event, and test and tune is the last thing on their mind. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I haven't looked at the flyer or the times and stuff to see, you know, if that's something Michael wants to go to, and, you know, try and get some hits in early and then just pack up and head out, because it'll just be waiting forever to do anything. So, but with all that knowledge, I guess we can do what will it run. I will say that third gear, the synchro felt a little, it zinged a little bit, driving back kind of, and I was like, So that's not a big deal as far as racing. You know, we just don't want to break a shift fork or something. That would kind of suck on the first pass. But, you know, what will it run? The weather is not going to be as good as what we've had recently. We've had negative DA the last 2 trips. Pretty sure we're not going to have negative DA this time. It's going to be up, so that's going to play a huge factor in the performance of the car, because the weather's just going to suck. Not suck, but it ain't going to be great, I don't think. So, but you know, who knows? So anyway, we got it. Like I say, he's as ready as he's going to be to go if we go. So anyway, sorry, I'm just tired. It's been a long day. Thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing, thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. We literally couldn't do it without you. Especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on the Substandard Leader and Fox Body videos on this here man's YouTube. 1 year only Lincolns, 4 drag vans, and as always, fighting the good fight against Dr. Fear. We'll see you guys in the next video.